Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk a little bit about starting over. As you guys know my story, I was fired from my job, and at that point I decided to go into entrepreneurship. And it got me thinking, as I have certainly had some challenging times in this journey of entrepreneurship, it got me thinking about my high school days. In high school, I ran track. And in running track, I was a sprinter. I was not for the long distances. Give me 10, 15 seconds, 25 seconds at the most, and let's get it over. So I ran the 100, the 200, and the relays. If my coach had us run, well, she did. She had us run a mile warm-up every practice before we would get started on our sprints. And I thought I was going to die. Thought it was the end of the world. But anyway, it takes me back to sprinting and the starting block. In track, we had to use the starting block. And in the starting block, you would crouch low and you would position yourself in this starting block so that you could have the fastest start to propel you forward. Very much like entrepreneurship. Certainly at 52, starting over and making the decision. It was the decision to not continue in that unfulfilling life, but to start something that was lasting. Made me think about the starting block, how at this point I'm crouched at the lowest position, facing, I've started 2 businesses, and we'll talk more about those a little later, but I started 2 businesses, and it can be challenging because, there's so many things that I do know about operations, but yet so many things that I still have to learn about my e-commerce businesses as far as sales, marketing, funnels, advertising, you name it. And while I love it, there's a lot that I have to learn. So as I'm crouched down in this low position, as I'm starting over, I looked at it as this is positioning me to propel me forward into the greatest thrust so that I can get ahead of, the things that seem right now to be ahead of me. So as you're crouched down and you're in this position, you have to understand that you have all this pressure on your legs and on your knees. But what that's doing is that's giving you thrust so that when you position, you don't stand straight up out of the blocks. You thrust out of the blocks. And when you thrust forward, it gives you the jolt that you need so that you can get as far as you can get ahead of the competition. That's very much like entrepreneurship. Right now, particularly for those of us in the starting phases, you are crouched down low. You may feel like you're behind everybody, or you may feel like you're beneath everybody. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as you're positioning yourself for the greatest thrust forward that's going to give you like rocket-like speed out of the starting blocks. And then once you thrust forward, that momentum that'll just push you forward. So when you're facing some of the challenges that we face in entrepreneurship, my first couple weeks was very challenging as I'm getting the first store up, and I'm really excited, and I'm learning how to create ads, and I'm creating ads, and I'm ready to go on Facebook, and I create Facebook pages so that I can run my ads, and I get this ad out and I'm like, this is it. This ad is going to go viral. This ad is fantastic. My Facebook gets shut down. I don't know. I put an ad in and I played a song, or I had a character in. I had actually used Kevin Hart. I used his voice and his image in something, and I wasn't aware you can't do that. And Facebook shut my Facebook down, and it had been down for like 2 weeks, and I couldn't get it up. I couldn't get a hold of anybody. And that was one of the hurdles I faced. But because that's just a hurdle, I've got to jump over it. Just like when you're starting on the starting blocks and you come up against hurdles, you jump over them. You go around them. You don't let them stop you. So I want to encourage you today, whatever that hurdle is, whether it's in business, whether it's in life, it's not there to stop you. It's there to create stamina. It's there to cause you to go against the resistance. It's there to cause you to learn how to maneuver around it, how to jump over it. So don't be discouraged. Understand that you're not alone. There's many people that are coming up against hurdles. And the difference between the person that gets to the finish line and the person that does it is the decision that the person that made it to the finish line made to overcome no matter what the obstacle. So today, I just want to remind you, a starting block is there to help you. Yeah, you're crotch low. Yeah, you seem like you're at the very bottom, but that's designed to help you propel and to thrust forward into your greatest destiny that's waiting ahead. So no starting block, no stumbling blocks, no hurdles are going to stop us from being our greatest self. All right, guys, if you like what you heard, like, subscribe, share the content, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when I go live again.